Hmm. 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 Yeah, you go.
Warming up. Sorry we're super late. I had a very busy Monday. Tuesday.
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh my god.
That's how busy it is.
Oh my god, yes.
It's crossed over into another day.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, it's been a very busy day. And ah, it's not yet over. But we still want to do a Baduy Pride episode. We committed to one, so we're here.
Yes. So yeah, give us a moment. As usual, we have to go through the awkward self-promotion period as we uh, share the post and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Furious typing.
We're sharing links, sending links out. Oh, my nose is so angry.
I don't know why I have raw hide in
It's not because you ate something raw.
No,
It's because
and it's a cowboy song, but it's a cowboy song that I only know because of the Blues Brothers movie. So that's, what does that tell you? So such a convoluted way to get here.
I'm
It's
preparing
Noel.
for cramps.
Why are you preparing for
Because I've
cramps?
had times I wake up and I feel like I'm on the verge of a cramp. Hey, Noel.
Dehydration,
The heat is so dehydrating.
which reminds you I should get.
Knocks the shirts. Oh, bar gimmick. Sana. But since tonight's topic, it seemed appropriate. Given tonight's topic, it seemed appropriate that we wear condiments. Mm. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It was still a warm day.
Oh yes.
Despite the aircon, you could feel the.
I mean, and I appreciate that we have the option to aircon. The option being, I will think about my electricity bill in a month.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Noel! I keep getting targeted for Transportify ads on YouTube. Super, super.
Buti nga ikaw yun eh. Ako, I've been getting spam from Sarah. I kept reporting spam, spam, spam.
Yeah, but it's my YouTube ad now, and it's the
So Noel mentions he works in the garage. So fan galore. That's true.
for that
That's true.
outdoor vibesies.
Maganda naman video, sabi niya. That yours?
Oh crap! I forgot something. More.
Sige, sige. We'll be starting in a few. If you're there, please message. We can't tell if you're there. Sadly, that's how the system works. But by commenting, we can talk and mention you so you know that we've seen you. But yes, we're starting in a few. We're just warming up. Darn it. I'm really suddenly cold. Excuse me. hmm What else? We're nearing our 200th episode, which seems to be hitting this week now. It's Tuesday,
Hmm?
then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday. It's going to be our Sunday episode. So, yeah. Yeah, we had very long days. Hey, Urim. Nice to have you with us. Hope you're feeling better. The heat has been very bad to asthma. And then what else? Minor kwento before we officially start.
Sorry, yeah, I'm working on
Yeah.
something.
So, been working on my new laptop, and it's all these annoying moments kasi nasanay ka na with your old one. So like, I had to work on some music tracks for work using Audacity. And then for some reason, all my exported music was not playing. Oh my God. So I had to reinstall and uninstall it. Siguro mga 4 times. And then I had to study pa. There were plugins and ganyan. Kasi parang I think whatever I was using before had a different setup from what I had now. So it was so annoying considering I had like 20 gigs of music tracks to go through and naayos din naman. I'm still struggling with the idea of because I'm currently using stuff like Photopea since Adobe is just expensive, excessively expensive. Maintindihan ko pa kung one-time fee but considering it's a monthly fee of like 50.
But there's a reason why it is what it is. I mean, like, it's annoying that they've cornered the market and they're
Yeah.
very expensive. But
And there are other things that can do what they do. But yun nga, the familiarity is there. So parang will I just struggle to get familiar. It's like Photopea nicely does stuff. But it's also, given it's a browser-based system, ang dami niyang...
yeah, I really don't think a browser based thing is like the best thing to explore. I mean, like, you might be better off. As annoying as GIMP is, then maybe just relearn GIMP.
Yun nga eh. But GIMP naman is like so
So open source.
panahon ni Aldous.
But it's still alive,
Yeah.
LibreOffice didn't quite go as well. I don't know if it's still around. Anyway,
Glad to know you're feeling better, Urim. The asthma attacks can be scary. Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much a good warm up. I guess we can start. Shall we say?
you have to talk first.
Yeah, but we'll
Yeah,
start.
we're starting.
Making sure, kasi baka mamaya.
You already pressed the timer.
This is Toby.
And this is Rocky.
And if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, a little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
It is completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us as we talk about everything and anything random life.
If it's not your first time here, thank you so much for joining us again. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm coughing now. There's a buildup of phlegm behind my nose. But yes, hey Mitch.
What's it doing up there? Okay.
It's another episode of Baduy Pride, and I'm so sorry
Drink
I'm
water.
coughing. But yeah, today is a very saucy episode because we are talking about sauces.
I don't really want to acknowledge all your puns. Even in the poster, you had this horrible one. This is going to be a painful episode. So, wait, this is also a suggestion, right?
Yes. I believe it's a Mitch suggestion.
Most suggestions are Mitch suggestions. So Mitch week never ends, So yes, Mitch as magpakasaucy sa sauces, fave dips, sauce, and syrups. What do you like to pour in your pancakes? Dip your chicken from breakfast to dinner. Do you make your own sauces? Share your recipe.
So yes, ang dip naman. That's our topic tonight.
Yes, it is.
So let's start. What is a sauce?
I knew you want to do this. Are you ready? Do you have a
No, I'm not ready.
Do you have a
I've been working
definition
all
ready?
day.
Oh. That's why this show is super live, We're super not prepared
Okay, a sauce, according to Wikipedia,
because we like looking at
is
Wikipedia.
a liquid cream or semi-solid food served on or used in preparing other foods. Most are not normally consumed by themselves. unless it's vinegar in your family.
Shut up.
Um, but they add flavor, moisture, and visual appeal to a dish. Sauce is a French word taken from the Latin salsa, meaning salted. Possibly the oldest recorded European sauce is, I guess, garum
Garum.
or garum, the fish sauce used by the ancient Romans, while
Dubanjiang.
doubanjiang
I don't know.
is the Chinese soybean paste that is mentioned in Rites of Zhao in the 3rd century BC. Sauces need a liquid component. Sauces are an essential element in cuisines all over the world.
So already you're like, so bagoong is not a sauce.
Actually, it still is because there is a liquid component to bagoong. It's very
Because
high
it's
moisture.
fermented. But doesn't it feel more like achara-y, which is like a side?
No, but bagoong kasi, well, most bagoong is swimming in its juices. So I think it is a sauce. Well, yeah, most say it's a paste. But it has fish sauce kasi. That's patis na better. It's
Okay. Yeah, another Wikipedia article says in the article bagoong monamon, which is monamon dilis what? Okay, in Ilocano is a common ingredient used in the Philippines, particularly in northern Ilocano cuisine. Wait, where is
it's
it?
made with fermented salted anchovies.
It can be used as a condiment in many cases, a dipping sauce for chicharron,
Mhm.
green and ripe mangoes, or hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs. Who uses who uses bagoong with hard-boiled eggs? It's very interesting. So
Yes, bagoong alamang, for example. That's the one that's really
so what is the difference in a condiment and a sauce? Toby, please clarify for us. Condiment versus sauce.
I think condiments are not limited to the liquid kind.
I think condiments include sauces, but not all sauces are condiments.
Yes.
So is mustard the sauce?
Officially, yes. Because it's a paste. Unless it just counts as a condiment and not a sauce.
Okay. Oh, this it auto-completed. The definition of a condiment is a spice, sauce, or preparation that is added to food to impart a particular flavor or to enhance a flavor. If it coats the food, it's a sauce. If it's used in small amounts to augment a food, it's a condiment.
Then that
Ooh.
definition breaks it all apart. Because because we are Filipinos, gravy is a soup.
KFC gravy is a drink.
And then sugar is a sauce, the way people use sugar in their stuff.
No, but it's not
They-
liquid.
Because they cover the entire thing with sugar.
But it's not a liquid.
That's
So
right.
then the sugar, then we draw the line of your
Unless
ridiculousness.
it's hot, then it turns into a liquid.
Then it's a syrup.
So when is it a syrup and not a sauce pag malapot?
Well, based on how Mitch approached the topic, she's willing to talk about syrups as part of the sauce discussion. In terms of like, diba? So because she wants a story from breakfast
Mm.
to dinner.
Okay, so talking about sauces, do you remember the very first sauce that you really got into?
Who has a first memory of a sauce?
I mean, it's one thing to have dipping sauces, and it's because when people tell you to eat, isama mo yan. And it's another thing to reach a point wherein when you eat something, ay, gusto ko ng ganyan, na may ganyan. Like ako, I grew up very early getting into toyo mansi. I needed toyo with
But
my
is
calamansi.
Toyo mansi a condiment or a sauce?
For me, it was a sauce.
Because
A
do you
dipping
really,
sauce.
yeah, it's a dipping sauce.
Mhm.
But dipping
And-
sauce is like
And
condiments.
the thing with the way I was using toyo mansi, I would have toyo mansi with everything, whether it's nilaga, sinigang, or ano.
I mean, I guess in terms of early stuff, it's adobo is always up there. Like I always love adobo with a lot of sauce that goes in the rice, which is like my frustration when I was trying to cook adobo. I wanted adobo with the sauce, and then beyond that, probably things like Mexican relish,
mhm.
which has a sauce, spaghetti sauce. Spaghetti sauce works. Noel asks, so coffee on garlic rice with toyo, a sauce, soup, syrup. I think it's weird.
I think it depends on what region, because in some parts of the Philippines, you do literally pour the coffee into your rice,
Mm.
and you eat it like like an instant
What if
noodle.
it's instant coffee? Like just sprinkled over.
I do
Uh,
know of friends who used to eat coffee kasi mas malakas daw yung tama, but that's no longer in sauces.
so Yerm says, patis pinagagalitan ako sa damit kong maglagay. What? I
Sa
don't.
dami, sa dami ko maglagay.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Typo.
Yes. Well, when it comes to vinegar,
Vinegar is not patis.
and in general, when
Okay.
it comes to placing those sauces, I think we as Filipinos do have a tendency to go overboard, because we don't just put the sauce on the food, we put it on everything else. We put it on the rice, we
That's true. I think that the central role of rice in Philippine cuisine
Mhm.
influenced also the role of sauce and
Mhm.
like how we always like to have
And it wasn't
sauce.
even limited to rice. I mean, I remember even as far as, let's say, you have nilaga, you get the potatoes out, and then you break them up, and then you put toyo, because it'll absorb, and then it'll be nice to eat. There's that joy in adding that additional tinge of
I
flavor.
really don't add that much to my to my nilaga. You always have, that was the first time I cooked tinola for Toby. And he prepares patis on the side. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you insulting my tinola? So I think my tinola has gotten stronger over the years, just to make sure, like, then you shouldn't feel you need to add something to it.
Okay, so that's an interesting thing. Why is it that for some the need for extra dipping sauces is seen as an insult to the cooking? Whereas
Because
for others, it simply means you want to even, give it your own personal spin to the flavor.
I guess it depends on like preparation perspective, in the sense that if you're very proud of it and you think that you've gotten the taste right from the get go,
Hmm.
then the assumption is you'll eat it as is. Whereas if I really were to like tame it down to a lower common denominator,
Mhm.
to be palatable to more people,
Hmm.
then I would do less flavor to risk over seasoning for other people. Then I would understand that. But since it's just the two of us and I only cook for you, and like, what, you don't like my food?
I like your food, but I also like adding a little bit. Why? If I serve you water ba and it's a hot day and you want ice, is that an insult to me?
Because it just changes temperature, it doesn't change flavor.
Same thing.
No.
Flavor, temperature, it's all part of what you enjoy when you eat.
It's not all the same. Okay.
The urge to dip is strong. That's true. I agree with you, Rim. Because there is a certain part of the joy in food when you do the dipping thing. And I think that was part of also what made eating Japanese food so interesting, because you not only have the thing you'll eat, but first you have to lather something on it, which was usually wasabi,
Yeah.
and then you have to dip it before you eat it. So there's all these little steps.
Mm.
And the closest thing we had to something like that would be when you're eating kamayan in a boodle fight because you're grabbing stuff and then you're dipping and eating.
That went gross really fast.
Why does it have to be gross?
And you make it sound like, did you grow up with many boodle fights?
Yeah. ROTC, CAT,
Okay.
military stuff. How do you guys feel about double dipping? Perhaps on a different night we can talk about that topic the way you want to, Kenny. But in terms of this topic,
terrible.
I think double dipping is fine if you're at home with someone you live with and,
Or
uh,
have individual
close to.
sauce containers.
However, the moment you are no longer in that level of intimacy, the double dipping is never acceptable.
Or I mean, like, was this? And then if it is a serving container and you're not going to finish everything in the serving container, then the double dipping is definitely bad.
Yeah.
Duh.
I mean,
'Cause, like,
why even double dip unless it's your own serving?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it's
The shared serving,
you
that's just
transfer
gross.
to your plate and then you double, kahit mag-quadruple dip ka pa dyan, we don't care. I'm sorry. But
And then especially if you're eating fish balls, then oh man, don't double dip. Actually, one dip is already scary for the sauces.
Yes, please, no double dipping to the manong fishball sauce. Unless it's homemade fishball sauce and you're eating alone, then double dip to your heart's content.
So Yerm's like, my family got used to less salt because of Lola, hence we have a lot of dipping sauces. And then, so that goes to my point again, because especially when you're cooking for large groups, then you're kind of cooking for the median. You're trying to make sure that it is
Mhm.
for everyone's flavor profile. And I know that I cook strong. I mean, I have very strong flavors.
Mhm.
Because of the way we were raised. And it wasn't always like that, funnily enough. But yeah, so I know I season a little heavily, but that's because I only have to think about you. The moment we think about serving other people, I get freaked out because then
Mhm.
like crap, what do I do? What if people don't like it?
And then it
like
even gets more confusing when people are from radically different backgrounds.
mm,
Like, we could cook for friends who are born and raised here, and it's a bit easier. But then if, let's say, you have a friend from overseas, and then all of a sudden, oh no, what flavor profile are they more used to? Because I've seen how something that for us is not even strong, for them ang alat na.
yeah, and of course how everything's like super sweet here, and in truth it is true, but okay, and then you'll realize how sweet things are if you go keto. Like, ooh, wow, it's so much sugar. Um, Mitch, do you call it sauce those marinades you drizzle on a salad?
Okay,
It's
first,
funny because they're like a
okay,
dressing.
first I need to I need to define the term marinade because I always assume marinade means it's the stuff you leave the meat in.
That is true.
Is there a different time marinade is used as a term?
Well, because some marinades naman, or just can be
The
the
sauce na
thing you
rin.
soak in it, and then you can drizzle on it also.
Ah.
I mean, like this is like, ooh, and I just now I know the difference between a dressing and a sauce. A sauce requires some cooking process to prepare. A dressing is it's just a mixture.
So olive oil is always a dressing,
It always can perform the role of a dressing. Yes. Yes.
whereas okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Interesting. But then mayonnaise, but even mayonnaise, I think it's a mixture, right? Because it's just eggs and acid. Ah, interesting. Okay. So, so have we gotten all of our definitions out of the way? Is everyone feeling better? Mitch like, so toyomansi is not a sauce. Well, soy sauce is a
Okay,
preparation.
I think there's a difference between sauces and dipping sauces. Because when you talk about sauce, it's the inherent what's in the cooking and stuff. Whereas dipping sauces, it's more like a condiment on the side. See, sauces are thinner than dips.
And dips are often the food itself. Oh, a dip is a dipping. What? A dip is a dipping sauce. Okay, dip is it can be a type of sauce.
Yeah.
Jesus, what are all these Venn diagrams of dip sauces, dressings? Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Sauce.
And
Hey,
Mina's
Mina.
here. Hey, Mina. Okay, so I guess let's just try. Let's try the breakfast to dinner journey. I think that's our easiest angle for attacking things. So if we start with breakfast, what are sauce-like things, including syrups, that you can think of, just so that we're general but accurate?
So I think, given this is the Philippines, the first that would fall on that list would be ketchup. Because whatever you're having for breakfast, whether it's eggs, hot dogs, spam, ham, etc., you probably have come to a point where you added ketchup.
But is it a condiment? Because technically it depends. It depends on your usage. Because like me, prim and proper, I probably have ketchup on the side and I dip like hot dogs into the
Mhm.
ketchup. But then you see those people who slather ketchup all over their
Mhm.
eggs. Then I guess it really does become a sauce.
And then there are those who use the ketchup to heighten the flavor of the meats being cooked, even before it's served.
But then that makes it more a marinade.
Yes.
Okay, so
Urim says no ketchup in eggs. Why not? It makes it nice and
I'm not.
colorful.
Your goal is color. Okay, yeah, I'm not a big fan of ketchup in eggs.
Mitch says banana ketchup. Oh yes, banana ketchup is so interesting because for the longest time I thought it was just a branding thing
Oh, it's like
until
it's banana brand tomato
and
ketchup.
then I learned that there really was banana ketchup. And then it became more interesting that foreign friends were like, "What? You have bananas that have ketchup?" And
I respect the important role that banana ketchup plays in our culture, but
Mhm,
I feel that role is directly tied to chicken. So I don't find it. I don't feel comfortable with it elsewhere.
mhm.
Although I have witnessed its involvement in my grandmother's party spaghetti recipe. That she doesn't just mix in ketchup, she would mix in banana ketchup. And so I know she's going to prepare for a party because she'd buy the huge UFC jug
Mhm.
of banana ketchup as part of her
So
party.
beyond ketchup, we then have vinegar,
Ooh,
and vinegar comes
is
in
a
many
condiment.
forms.
A lot of breakfast, a lot of silogs, tap silog,
Mhm,
tap, whatever, tosilog. Vinegar always works,
mhm.
I
And
find.
it's a variety of vinegars, right? There's vinegar that's just vinegar. There's vinegar, cane vinegar. There's vinegar with garlic. There's vinegar with peppers.
Ooh, okay. Um, Kenny's like, we need a linguist on this show. Probably. So garlic, vinegar, that's fine. I mean, like, vinegar is always a friend, and vinegar still stays with me in my keto life. Um, but yeah, there are different levels of vinegar, and I always felt like the white vinegar was like better for some cooking,
Hmm.
but it was super mild as a dip, and I didn't like it as much. That's why I like made you get the cane vinegar
Hmm.
for dipping because it's stronger.
Yeah, and then just to annoy Urim, Urim says no ketchup and eggs. The joys of no punctuation. I can mislead what you said.
Mina adds the interesting nor with eggs. Oh my
Oh.
god. Worse, and I regret this part of my life, but it used to be nor with rice.
Mm.
Like nor seasoning on rice
Mm.
with anything. Ah, super awesome.
That's,
Super
I mean
MSG.
that's MSG with starch. So yeah, that's perfect.
And it's especially if it's like garlic fried rice, which has salt, then
Mhm.
it's like super going on. And I could open like a can of sardines with the red sauce, and then and have it over my nor rice.
Comments from
Can't have
Jobo.
nor anymore.
Granted how rich most of our dishes are, vinegar is a great condiment.
Yeah, because vinegar really cuts through, and
Yes.
it's like this refreshing like
Tanggal
sourness.
umay factor, as he adds. John Isaac shares some hearts. Hey, John.
Hello.
Vinegar on pancit lokban is the best.
Oh,
I think that's the pancit we used to have with the FGTC group.
one of
Remember?
I don't know. We've had many
Yeah,
pansits with the
but there was
FGTC
a
group.
time when we had pancit and they're like, "Saan yung suka?" Ganyan, ganyan.
Since Mina's on the show, I must take this moment to remind you, Mina, nor seasoning is not keto.
It's not.
It has sugar.
It's not.
Just making sure. Okay.
It's not.
Okay. Wow. Noel's like he knows a person who puts ketchup on everything, even tinola, nilaga, sinigang. That's just weird, man. Those are soups. It's like respect the soup. What the heck? Okay. Calamansi and vinegar combo is surprisingly good. Yeah, it still works. And that's what always fascinated me about
Mm.
things like what's this kilawin?
Mm-hmm.
Because kilawin is prepared with vinegar, which is
Yes.
still different from like South America, Spanish ceviche,
Mm-hmm.
which is using a citric acid. So it could be
Yes.
a lemon, or
But both
you could use calamansi.
but both use the same concept. Wherein
Yeah, it's
acids
adding
are
the acid to the food.
to cook it in the acid, so to speak.
And I love kilawin. I super love kilawin. And I guess in that case, the vinegar is definitely a sauce because it's like swimming in it.
Mm.
Okay. Um, Kenny's like, back when we were kids, we would eat sinigang na baboy with ketchup. Okay.
And then it's even better if you add eggs.
What? What?
But
You people are weird. Okay, I have supreme respect for the soups, especially since these are some of the few things I have carried over into my keto life. So yes, let's
So
carry on.
so if you put your pandesal in your cup of coffee, then coffee is now a sauce.
Yes, sadly yes, because you've immersed your pandesal into coffee. But if it's not fully covered, it's a dip.
So you can like call it, um, soaked pandesal in coffee sauce, and
Yeah, let's see that on the
but
menu.
you deliver it separate, so you can say
Oh my
deconstructed,
god, it's doubly annoying.
deconstructed
Super annoying.
artisanal pandesal in coffee sauce.
And then 3-in-1 yung coffee.
So in dehydrated coffee sauce. Yes,
Oh my god.
we have a new market.
Oh my god, this is crazy. That's just crazy. Okay. Okay. We're still in breakfast, guys. Should we talk about syrups
Did we miss in any other sauce breakfast
for
sauces?
breakfasty sauce? Because but to be fair, I think a lot of it's stuff that okay, because I always think that traditional breakfast is fried,
Hmm.
right?
And then,
I mean, if you want to go Western, then mustard maybe, but mustard I think
but
is treated as a condiment.
and then there's that fine line where something is no longer a sauce and it's more like, for example, lugaw.
Yeah, it's more
Di
soupy.
ba?
It's not a
That's
sauce.
not like rice with sauce. Di
Yeah,
ba?
yeah, it's soupy.
Same with champurrado, same with other stuff like ginatan and the like. Those don't necessarily count as sauces anymore.
So we'll take a detour for syrups,
Mhm.
and then like, um,
So, okay.
are you a purist for your pancakes that maple syrup?
No, I'm not a purist in anything. You know that. Everything goes into the same hole afterwards. So I don't mind mix and matching everything. I can have hotcake syrup you know, with ginatan. I can put toyo in my ice cream. I don't mind.
Kenny has the weird question of, so are swimming pools a human sauce? Haha.
Only
Only if
if
you
you
eat
eat
them.
them. Oh my god, we didn't plan that. Didn't plan that.
We've been in quarantine together, obviously, too long. We're very in sync today. We've had many moments over just this evening, so
So I guess you could say if all your excess were in a swimming pool, then that would count as a sauce.
Noel's like, is achara a sauce? No, because it's
Officially.
dry. Because it's not. It's the liquid is not the base. You're trying to force it. You're trying to force it. Stop. Stop.
Depends on the achara. Some achara are like really wet.
No, because that's because of, but you don't. But you don't really dip something into the achara. You add the achara to what you eat for that vinegary pickly spike.
So arnibal is a sauce. And
All right, we should be back
so
now.
we should be back every 10 o'clock.
We have a new problem at 10 o'clock.
We've been getting
Around
this
10 o'clock.
disconnection at every 10 o'clock. Oh, look at that. It's a nice moment we paused. So yeah, we get these weird disconnections now at 10 o'clock. It's so odd. It's so weird. Did I lose her, you guys? Yes, we are loser. Love you, Mitch.
Mitch has cited that apparently I can only read her typos and not yours. It's like, that seems valid.
That's true.
But yeah, we should be back now.
Yes, we are back. It seems to happen every 10 o'clock now. This used to happen every 9. I think that's why we also started doing the show at
Well,
9.
before it was like 9:15,
Mhm.
9 something that we would have a wonk wonk. Now it's 10. So
All right, so I think we're done with breakfast.
okay,
And now that we're done with breakfast, we start with
lunch.
lunch.
Were you trying to think of another meal
No, I was
after
thinking,
breakfast?
do we have a pre-lunch thing? Is there merienda? No, merienda's after lunch.
Unless you're a hobbit, uh, I think that's about it. So yeah, lunch.
So,
But lunch is like I feel lunch and dinner just open the doors up to any like ulam.
true. So, what foods do you think of that have really prominent sauces? Tocino. I don't know if it counts.
Tocino is not a sauce.
But the tocino always has those little bits of floating fats and meats.
What
And
is floating? Because you're supposed to render it down
but
when you
is
fry it.
but then doesn't the same thing can't the same thing be said about adobo?
Depends on the preparation.
Oh,
Because some will have sauce. Tocino is not supposed to have sauce. It's dry. I mean, it's like caramelized sugar on it.
yeah, Urim agrees, not a sauce. But all that stuff you like to scrape it and eat it afterwards with your
Solid,
rice.
not a liquid.
The oils and stuff.
It's not.
Okay, fine,
This
not tocino.
episode is gonna break.
So we
me.
have kare kare, which is mostly a sauce,
I love kare kare.
right? It's
But-
mostly a sauce and a little bit of
It's a
nut.
peanut sauce, and then kare kare. It's hard because of the way that I was raised. I guess it's hard to separate kare kare from kishipata. Like they always have to go together.
Mhm.
And then I feel bad because since the switch to keto, then it's like I can only have crispy pata and I can't have kare kare. Then it feels weird.
Mhm.
Like I miss my kare kare. There are keto alternative that I try to approximate kare kare, but then I have to go the next hurdle of keto bagoong. Then it just gets too weird. It's
Mhm.
like forget it. I'll just eat the the kushipata on its own.
Urim shares you can cook kare kare from scratch. I wish I could do that, but no. Mina shares bagoong balayan with calamansi. Ooh, that's so good, especially on okra or eggplant. Bagoong balayan is one of those you feel like you're eating mud, but it's so yummy mud.
I'm sorry, what?
Bagoong balayan.
But why
Because
call it mud?
Because it looks that.
I don't know how that makes
See?
it super appealing. You could have just said it's like the color of like lechon sauce.
See?
Oh, but speaking of sauces, lechon sauce. I miss lechon sauce. Is bagoong keto? No, it's not.
Bagoong is not keto. I'm sorry.
Not in its original form. There are keto approximations of bagoong, but
Mm.
I don't know. I haven't tried it. Um,
So lechon.
lechon sauce, the liver sauce. Ooh, that's good. That's good stuff. The Mang
Mm.
or the Mang Tomasas of the world.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
can't have those anymore.
What else? What else are saucy foods?
Sweet and sour pork. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I figured sooner or later we're gonna have to address the sweet and sour. And it's the sauce that obviously they had to add cornstarch to thicken it because
Mm.
it has to have that particular texture. It's close but not quite the same as lumpiang Shanghai sauce.
Mhm.
Right? The sweet sauce that you make
Yes,
for lumpiang,
that's true.
which is also sweet and sourish. But
And then, what is that steak dish that has a parang cornstarchy sauce thing?
gravy.
No. They serve it more like a stew rather than steak with a sauce on the side. I can't remember.
What is this? What are you talking about? Okay. Noel's like mushroom sauce. Yeah, the mushroom
Mushroom sauce.
gravy of the burger steaks of the world.
Mhm.
Hoisin sauce, which is also very not keto. But yes, hoisin sauce is good too. Ultimately, okay, I mean, like, as funny as these episodes are, this is the first thing you realize when you go on keto, is that most sauces are not your friends.
Mhm.
In fact, you end up, I think the easiest in the beginning when you're starting out on keto is you tend to just eat fried things
Mhm.
without sauces because of the fact that you're never sure
If they
if
have
there's sugar in the sauce.
Yeah.
So that's why like I'm a little divorced of it. So I'm stuck with mustard, um, moderate amounts of soy sauce. Although I should probably use like there's alternative soy sauces like
Mhm.
coconut aminos that you can use. Never quite the same. Uh, and yeah, so Kenny's like sounds like a lot of sauces aren't keto friendly. Super, super not friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, Toby, Noel, go on, say it,
No.
say it,
No.
say it.
No.
What's that sauce?
The W sauce.
You love it with your steak. What's that sauce?
No, I won't say it.
Try at least once. Okay, you can cough the name if you want.
No.
So cute.
So the W sauce
Worcestershire.
in The Hobbit.
Terrible. Okay.
The Worcestershire sauce. There you go. See, I was able to say it. I love that with ketchup.
Which is like a particular chicken approach, right?
We all blame Max's for that.
Mm-mm.
Max taught us to do that mix.
Funnily though, nga, that's like okay. I guess growing up, I appreciated the banana ketchup without adding any other
Mm.
things. And then it was only in adulthood like, oh, people add the Worcestershire there because I
Yeah.
only think of Worcestershire for steak.
For a long time, I was an A1 for steak.
Mmm.
And then I eventually realized
Wow, you-
it was super sweet.
PX goods, huh? A1 strike
Well,
sauce.
again, my parents did stay in Singapore for a long period of
I
time.
know.
And they were forced to go back to the Philippines when they had me. So I carried over a lot of that stuff.
Sauces, apparently.
I was such a saucy child.
And you still are. Oyster sauce with steamed veggies. Ooh, that's like the most non-keto of the Asian sauces. But yeah, I miss oyster sauce in cooking. I would like, we'd always keep some.
Mhm.
And then like, before, my most health-conscious decision was to get the lower sodium oyster
Mhm.
sauce to like balance things out. But yeah, not quite the same.
Add Worcestershire to your meatballs for miswa.
Hmm.
Well, I used that when I used to make homemade burgers and meatballs.
Yes.
So the meat, pepper, salt, chopped up onions, chopped up garlic, and then Worcestershire. Yeah.
Ah, Yurm's like gravy and steak. For us, like especially if you went like to House of Minis, you went to House of Minis, you order a steak, they would pour the gravy over it, and then you would sprinkle some Worcestershire still on it.
You would have to first hold the.
You make fun of me, but it made sense, right?
You have to block the.
You block the gravy. You hold up your napkin.
Or you like.
And when I first brought Toby to House of Minis, and I was telling him, Toby, okay, you're going to have to lift your napkin. And he's like looking at me funny. But it's true because it's quite this right. Especially if you're wearing white. Then, then raise your table napkin. It's fine.
Yes.
Ah.
Is hummus a sauce?
Ooh. Hummus is tricky because it's a chickpea like puree thing. I don't think liquid is its primary base. Going back to the definition of whether you slather it, it completely immerse something in it or just dip something in it. It depends.
And there's nothing but it, so I don't think it counts as a sauce.
Because you can eat hummus on its own,
yeah.
whereas sauces are additive in nature.
So if it was hummus around the rack of lamb, then it's a sauce surrounding the lamb. Something like that.
Hummus is also not keto unless you get the keto version of hummus. Just saying.
Jobo is homosexual.
So you're a chick, P? Don't know where I'm going with that.
A mushed one. Urim mentions, growing up, people gave me the look if I put anything on steak. In many ways, that's the supposed viewpoint around it. Now, if steak is done well,
If the meat is really that
you
good.
don't need to really add anything to it. But in the end, I say, add what you want. I'd say add whipped cream if you want.
Not a sauce.
Unless it's in a bowl with 8 scoops of ice cream.
It's still not a sauce. Pesto. Ooh, I mean, we can talk about all the different pasta sauces.
Okay. Let's talk
Pesto
about the
really
pasta
stands
sauces.
out. Yeah. So I mean, like I love I love the traditional birthday spaghetti-ish, as we call it, or Pinoy spaghetti. And
Or sweet spaghetti.
yeah, I don't like it as sweet as you get it in Jollibee
Mhm.
and McDonald's and stuff. But I do miss the way my grandmother prepared it. And the closest I have ever encountered to that spaghetti sauce in the wild is amber, which is why I
Mm.
love amber spaghetti,
Yes.
which I no longer can eat.
Yes.
Cream sauces, I feel cream pasta sauces,
Mm.
a lot of times are like very bland for some reason.
I feel cream pasta is like rice in a buffet. You're eating something na mabubusog ka lang kagad.
Because it's just carbs
So
with
I'd
carbs.
rather have the oil-based pasta.
Mm.
And then when it's oil-based, the flavors seem to be richer for me.
That's true. It's like a very and because you tend to make very sharp flavor
Mhm.
contrast for your pasta.
Um, Mitch mentions tonkatsu. What's your dip?
Oh, I never remember what they're called. It's like this one or that one. It's
Mhm.
the bulldog. It's like bulldog sauces for tonkatsu, right? I remember especially when we went to Nemoto, then
Mm.
it's the bulldog. Whew, super not keto that one because that's a sweet sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ponzu, according to Urim. Ponzu pa rin. If sad Jollibee spaghetti is comfort food,
I never felt that way because I've always or I think it makes me feel sad because then I think like I just attended a Jollibee birthday party with a bunch of people I don't necessarily like because it's like some extended family,
Mhm.
and then I have to eat the pre-assigned food, and I don't know. I was really more a McDonald's kid than a Jollibee kid, so then it's like, oh,
So
what am I doing
Nick, of
here?
course, mentions good thing he said amber and not ambers.
Yes, I'm very precise.
Nikki also adds, I can't read it.
Not ali olio,
Ah,
the
the-
oil sauce.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people are not fond of cream base, and I think also cream base is like really weird. The Alfredos here, because again, I feel like they're under flavored for
Mhm.
some reason. I know because maybe if you made it with high quality like prosciutto, and then it could have a distinct flavor. But you know they're gonna use sweet ham when it's like some some cafeteria pasta stand. So the white sauces, which will always be incorrectly called carbonara, so not worth it. Okay. Noel also cannot eat cream pasta because of lactose. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, Jollibee spaghetti for Urim was reward food while growing up.
So if a sauce is too wet, it becomes a soup.
I don't know how to address this because aren't all sauces wet?
I mean, so if ramen,
Watery, you mean?
if ramen was
I
like
guess.
boiled down to a concentrate, it would be a ramen sauce.
I suppose.
We can make something new.
Nikki is like Wendy's spaghetti is very underrated, and this is very true because it was the spaghetti that held its ground and said, "I'm not becoming sweet party spaghetti," and it's a good Italian-ish spaghetti. It's a
That's true.
bolognese. Okay, pancake house spaghetti. Oh my god!
We
As
like
much as
that.
I love birthday, Filipino birthday spaghetti, pancake house spaghetti is in a category of its own.
Yes.
I understand how they can sell it and jar it and whatnot, all these things. So, good job.
Mhm.
Good job, Pancake House. Also, not keto. Okay, so
So we can have chocolate soup.
I think that's just a lot of the syrup.
Dark chocolate kare-kare.
You will eat this alone. Okay. Ah, Jobo supports you that a ramen, if reduced, could count as a sauce if we're clear on what it's going to be used for. So that's a great question.
So is there gravy soup or is that just beef broth?
It's just rendered fat. I don't know. um, wow, Nikki says he may not have ever had Pancake House spaghetti.
Mhm.
I feel like you're missing out. If you like Wendy's spaghetti, you should try Pancake House
Mhm.
spaghetti.
And if you will try pancake house spaghetti, you
Just-
might as well get the set
I was gonna say the house special set.
Yes.
Because you get a taco, you get the spaghetti,
And if you didn't
and,
like
and a pan chicken.
and if you didn't like the spaghetti, the taco and the chicken are still so good.
But then you would be wrong because spoiler alert, the taco tastes like the spaghetti.
It's the same sauce.
It's practically the same. But if you really want a taco that tastes like your spaghetti, you go to Icebergs. Because that taco, that was literally spaghetti sauce in a taco.
Mhm.
It was like,
But that's because you don't go to icebergs for tacos.
then why did we eat tacos at Iceberg so many
Because
times?
we had to order something familiar before we attacked Godzilla.
At least it's we.
Pwede naman. Alright.
Oh my gosh, Nikki has had the taco and the chicken. How have you had the two specials and not the last one? It is the Pancake House Triumvirate. It is literally the house special set. The only thing they're supposedly famous for is the roast beef, which has its own set. But
Yeah.
okay, we're done with Pancake House.
So we're done pretty much with lunch, dinner, and breakfast as far as sauces are concerned. So
I
let's
guess.
now go to beyond.
Wait,
meals.
let's think about what are we talking about? If it's a sauce that's beyond a meal. Okay,
Are there sauces beyond meals?
I don't think so
Are there
because it's a
dessert-
food.
Are there dessert sauces?
Then it's still part of a meal, isn't it?
Well, it's not. It's not one of the main meals. Basically, it's now a side dish, or it's now.
Nikki alarmingly asked, why is no one talking about pancakes at Pancake House? Because you don't have pancakes at Pancake House. Not so much.
Although we did start this episode talking about pancakes,
Yeah.
so yeah, we could have hit that one.
But then, like, if you're already at Pancake House, get the house special set. Or, okay, to be fair, if you were like my family, then you would get the house special set and, wait for it, a bacon waffle. Which is not a pancake, but a bacon waffle on the side with your house special set. Ooh, that's good stuff.
Okay. Mina says calamay has a sauce. Urim, of course, raises syrup, and Jobo mentions there are dessert sauces.
What's calamay?
It's that green kakanin that's really tightly wrapped around banana leaves, and then you put this brown sugar sauce on it. So it's like eating aloe vera with coconuts.
right? Why aloe vera? with
Pandan
coconut?
aloe vera with coconuts. Rice cakes, yeah. Churros with
the
chocolate sauce. Mm.
Ooh, I miss churros.
I
do.
miss chocolate sauce. Because most churros are too oily. So I'd rather dip
when it's
other
not
things
done
in
well.
there.
Because I'm sorry, the only legitimate churro that you should be eating is still at Dulcinea. All other churros are stupid. It's like you might as all other churros, especially the ones in like instant stands, have the consistency of those mini donuts that you would watch float in the oil as they cook, which still taste better than those churros.
Um, decadent is technically a sauce, right?
I
Nikki
remember
asks.
there's some sort of a decadent like dessert sauce thing.
Mitch mentions agree the La Lola
La Laura churros
is
is oily.
oily. Dulcinea, I miss churros. Wasn't there that chocolate sauce that can be in cakes? There's a term for it.
Ganache.
Ganache. So does
Okay.
that officially count as a sauce, or is it just called a sauce because it's a
But it's ganaches are
semi-liquid state?
thick. Eh.
Yun nga eh. So is it just a semi-liquid state, so it's called a sauce, or is it officially a sauce?
Mina toasts keto bread and then uses tablea with swerve. Mina,
Tablea.
you gotta try this. No, the tablea is fine.
Yeah.
You gotta try this cacao tea we've been drinking.
It's so good.
It's not quite hot chocolate because it's still a tea, but it has that nice like I'm drinking tablea experience. So
Disneyland Churros, the best pa rin. So is it in the shape of Mickey Mouse?
I think that they are probably interesting in their own right, but I don't think they're legitimate churros. So I fully support I fully support Dosanea. As you know, as churros are a Spanish creation, and
Yes,
I like
cacao
it.
tea. It's very,
Cacao tea.
very
It's
interesting.
like, and they also serve. They also sell, I think, roasted cacao nibs. I actually ordered cacao nibs naman from another place, from Little
So
Retail
is
PH.
it
I'm gonna try it.
tea sauce?
No, I'll just say no very quickly. No, they're not shaped like Mickey Mouse.
So they're shaped
Viewer
like the
was
tail.
asking Donald Duck pants.
So they're shaped like the tail.
Okay, okay.
What else? What else? Yeah, in terms of Filipino food, I guess there's a lot of them that do have some sort of dipping sauce in them, or
Well, I think there's a lot of like sauce based food, right? Because
mm,
you have like your pocheros, your afritadas, your
mhm.
menudos, your which there's another episode request to talk about those differences, which is okay, sure. And then of course like adobo. There's a lot of food
Oh my gosh,
that
we
has
hit
sauces.
10! Yay!
Wow, it's been a while to
We
hit
hit
that.
10! Wow.
Is chutney a sauce? It could be a dipping sauce. It could be a condiment. The one arm is not inflating.
Thank you for hitting 10 viewers. Sambal sauce with ketchup.
Mm.
Mm. So how do you differentiate a sauce and a dip?
Nikki, you're late.
Yeah.
No, but earlier there was a discussion that what's this? Dips are foods in themselves, but then some dips are also
And
sauces.
then most sauces are cooked. The food is cooked with the sauce.
Yeah,
Whereas
the sauce goes through a cooking process,
yes.
whereas dressing is just a mixture of raw ingredients.
And then sausawan is just what we call it based on the accent.
Condiments. Yes.
Because anything we sausaw in it, it's a sausawan. Even salt is a
So
sausawan.
guacamole is a dip because you can eat guacamole technically on its own, but you can also dip things into
But you
guacamole.
can eat a lot of the sauces alone.
Toby,
Okay.
defying definitions for many, many years now.
No, because then I will feel less guilty about Tracy having ketchup with her rice. Okay. Moving on. Moving on.
Jobo tries to have a chart of sauce to sarsa, dipping sauce to sausawan. Okay. Sauce, Okay.
Okay, my nose is really barado.
What's wrong? What happened? And
It's a fan.
okay.
It happens. So, what else? Yeah, I think we covered
Man, my
pretty
Google
much
searches tonight
all
are
the sauces we
bizarre.
could think of. Have there been any sauces we haven't covered?
Today we had to define sauces versus condiments versus dips
Versus
versus syrups
dressings and
versus
marinades.
dressings and marinades and interesting. It was definitely educational on multiple levels.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess I mean for me like so my sort of frustration now is that since I'm on keto, then oh wow, sorry, people are saying
Oh,
hot sauce. You had not talked about hot sauce.
yes, actually.
I am not. I wasn't always big on hot sauce.
I only liked hot sauce that was more malabnaw.
The super watery
Yeah,
ones.
than the thicker ones. Only because I felt I could spread them out better.
Then it's like less
The flavor is
concentrated
less
heat.
concentrated.
Okay.
I never liked hot sauce that was really thick or
And
syrupy.
I didn't super. I don't know. I didn't really get into the habit of putting hot sauce on things like pizza
Mm.
until like maybe my call center years is when I finally gave in and started putting hot sauce on my pizza. But I still like the pizza on its own. Pizza. What a dream. Okay. Um, blood sauce. I guess you're referring to what's that dinuguan, which is good. I like dinuguan,
Mm. Yeah, dinigan's yummy.
which is really
Tabasco.
vinegar, right? It's mostly vinegar and blood.
Remember that local hot sauce that we liked for a while? It was a green. green chili hot sauce thing.
There was a. It was made from the banana chilies.
Yeah, rather than the.
But it had like a Mexican name,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
El Cholo or
But
something.
I remember we were really into that for a while. I used to be okay with hot sauce on pizza until I discovered chili flakes.
That's
I,
well.
Actually, I also agree. When
Chili flakes made a big impact.
it had that nice way of balancing the flavors.
But Kenny says ketchup on pizza, yes or no? That's definitely a no for me.
For me, they all go into the same.
There'll be justification for anything.
Yeah, I can put peanut butter in pizza. I don't
I
know.
miss pizza, and then like the few times I have pizza, it costs an arm and a leg, and then like, do I really want to add anything else? I'm just gonna enjoy the pizza as is, guys. So
Mhm.
ah,
And then you'll feel guilty eating it alone, so you insist I have some with you.
yes, share the pizza cake with me because the crust is crumbly like grams.
Jobo shares, I really like this thick chili sauce from Lee Kum Kee. I just can't find a photo of it.
Oh, bring on the Likam key. Was that the commercial tagline?
Oh, what is that other chili sauce that was like super? It became such a craze at some point.
Sriracha?
Yes,
The rooster sauce? Mm-hmm.
which had a it had a very fascinating process where they keep it sun drying and all that.
Mm-mm.
Pizza cake.
Everything's a lie. It's like keto donuts are really just cake shaped donuts, and it's not as fun. But when you really want the experience while on keto, you go for it.
Yeah, and if you wanted sushi cakes, that's not keto because of the rice. You'll have to go for the sashimi cakes, which do exist and are also very expensive. And
I feel like they're more expensive, but
and
it's
you
more
have-
fish per
and
slice.
you have to eat them very.
Yeah, it's like sarap ng burong kanin with keto. And mine, I assume you were making these statements as like as a flashback.
Yes,
As
I hope
nostalgic, wistful reminiscing of the time you would have burong kanin. Sriracha is a right. It's also sugary. So I can't have sriracha. So yes, again, that is the true lesson of the night is that when you're on keto, you don't have as many sauces as you used to.
So.
You have very, very few.
I guess that's it. That pretty much covers everything we can think of to talk about for sauces. Um, yeah, I can't think of any more interesting things to squeeze out of sauces.
True. Squeeze out. Okay, this is whole burro side
You know,
discussion.
we never talked about though the fruity sauces, applesauce.
Or like, oh wait, I know, that was
we never
jelly.
covered those.
Or it's like, remember when we ate at like Sima with Aina, and then it could be like the mint jelly
Yeah,
and the something to eat with the meat, which is like
Yeah.
interesting, but I've never had mint jelly before, and it's really a thing.
so why not make your own keto sauces? Because most sauces need a starch or something like that to thicken it. The ones that don't tend to use fruit, which is still not keto friendly. So yeah.
Nikki, fruity
How
sauce,
na?
you mean me? I don't know, Nikki. You're kind of meaty these days. Aha! It's so much effort to make keto versions of things. You just learn to eat like things that are more typical that are also keto. Hence, I can have a fried egg.
Yeah.
You know, rather than I can mix in eggs into my cabbage as if it were carbonara. It will not taste the same, but it's okay. It'll feel close enough. Talong sauces? I've never heard of a talong sauce. Eggplant sauce? What's that?
Excuse me. I guess to use as a sauce because it can be a thickener.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, like I throw in stuff.
AJ,
Saucy fruit pala ako, char. Well, I think that would be more appropriate, Nikki, especially given the number of photos you took just today. Okay, so
I was about to say, or the equipment you bought because it's saucy fruit.
what? Okay,
Mahal din ang mga microphone at lights off.
that's true. That's true.
Okay.
Mina, if you get the Dijon mustard, so the not the yellow mustard that's like
Not just any
for
yellow
hot
mustard,
dogs, but if you get the Dijon or the brown mustards, they are keto. I still have mustard,
but always check
but check the label.
because many will call it brown or yellow or whatever. But then you look at the backs, suga.
Ultimately, it's just adventures in sauce exploration for a keto person is a lot of reading of labels and like what are the carbs on this thing. Even all our salad dressings, it's like okay.
Okay, wait now. Mina says, I wonder if mustard is keto. It's good with ketchup and fries. But fries are not keto.
Wait a minute.
Mina, wait.
And nor is ketchup. So I think we buried the lead there.
Okay. Um, oh my gosh. You could also add cold butter to some reduced keto-friendly liquid. Whisk it, and you can make a sauce. That's an interesting thought.
You're trying to go for a sort of like a hollandaise-ish
Yeah.
approach. But then then like your keto-friendly liquid is water. So, um,
Or vinegar.
yeah, which will emulsify.
Then you
with,
get
like-
mayonnaise.
you get mayonnaise.
We're back to mayonnaise.
Teka lang, nasa spoiled fermented rice pa rin ako. Nikki, all a lot of fermented foods are technically spoiled.
Just not spoiled to the point that they're bad.
Yeah, because the fermentation creates a new product. So bagoong
Officially,
is like a spoiled shrimp paste, but it is fermented, so it is okay.
as are many beers.
Yes, beer is fermented.
Excuse me.
It's rotten malt. I don't know.
We really need this keto episode.
No, I think this keto
no.
is a spin-off series.
We
entirely.
will have a this keto episode with Mina as the guest.
Kailangan
But-
naka-stream in si Mina.
But to prepare that, we will have to ask Mina to prepare like a list of 50 things.
Oh no! Or what we can do is the next time Mina has some big food delivery, we come on the live and like, hi Mina, let's play. Is this keto? When we're pointing at all the different yummy things that Mina has received. We'll play. Is this keto?
Excuse me.
We missed a lot of things. I feel the chat was going very quickly.
Yeah. So
Egg yolks are a good thickener for sauces. Jova says, yeah, that's why I use eggs into things.
it's just that there aren't really that many sauces to thicken as far as keto related foods are concerned.
Jay's like, we talked about the Szechuan sauce rage a couple of years back as of Rick and Morty. I feel like it wasn't super relatable here.
Because it wasn't really an available product.
It
here.
wasn't a big thing here. And
Yeah.
then like I think and we all know what Szechuan sauce really tastes like. And it's like oh okay, I guess on that note, although those the sauces are kind of dips, I don't
Yeah.
know, but for nuggets and
Yeah.
I was always a barbecue
Dipping
person.
sauce.
Yeah.
I think it would be more relatable to us if the episode talked about KFC gravy. Then we would all react.
I mean, talk to any Filipino who has migrated to a country like Singapore that has the wrong gravy. I cannot explain it, but the KFC there is different, and so KFC is always like on the list of things my sister wants to
Because
eat
I
when
think,
she's back
I think
here.
the gravy in Singapore is more halal based.
Maybe, and then here it's just
Here it's sin.
it's good stuff.
It's liquid sin. It's a soup that's pretending to be a sauce.
Or a beverage. It's really gravy is a beverage. In Malaysia too, yes, their culinary constraints are linked. Nikki, of course, saying misses everyone. We miss you too. We miss all these like crazy conversations, and we're not even drinking. Like I mean, like oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So you get a lot of ketchup.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed. We covered fruit.
I don't know about the Asian-y
We
stuff.
covered food.
But yeah, there were discussions of oyster sauce and soy sauce and stuff. And
Mhm.
a lot of repeatedly campaigning for patis. So yeah, if you don't get ketchup with your KFC, you get chili sauce because everything comes with chili sauce in Singapore and Malaysia. So even your McDonald's has chili sauce. Which actually is not bad. I like that McDonald's chili sauce when I had it because it tasted a bit sriracha-y, I guess you could say. Are you looking at examples of sauces?
Yeah, if there's anything lang that we missed, but the others are like too weird, na, and not from. I mean, too weird in the sense that we never really
Yeah, and we've
encountered them.
never really gone through like the traditional, I don't know, French cooking route of learning the mother sauces like a hollandaise and a bechamel.
But mother sauces implies the presence of father sauces.
No, it doesn't. Not
So,
everything. No, because not
so
everything has to be that way.
have
Because
you had a
the
daddy
sauces are
sauce?
just. I didn't want to go there.
You don't?
No,
I wouldn't.
but you're the daddy. we're too old to have a daddy role. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I think we covered everything we can about sauces. Oh my God, kasi nalagkit ko na yun sa ina. Well, that's a different kind of sauce. And I'm afraid that's one which will be hard to dip in. But as far as this topic, I think we have.
Done too much. It's these more relatable topics that I feel go totally crazy, and it's like considering yesterday our very detailed discussion on the wonders of Tang Garden, but no, it's this crazy discussion about sauces that gets everybody going. But that's how this show works, I guess. Okay. Anything else, Toby?
Um, I think to wrap up, since we don't really have anything else to talk about sauces, we just want to remind everyone of our other upcoming episodes.
Yes.
There is no episode tomorrow because we will pretend to be immortal beings that are burning the city of Chicago. However,
We're not burning it. You're burning it. We're trying to save it. Okay.
Thursday will be our recommendations on different podcasts.
Or at least
Um,
audio content or things you can listen to while doing something else.
mhm,
Because we actually don't do a lot of podcast listening.
mhm.
Okay.
So Friday, we'll be exploring the different worlds of Studio Ghibli.
That'll take a while.
That includes not just the animated films, but possibly even the exclusive shorts that were shown only in the
The theme
museums,
park that we really want to go to.
as well as many of
Well, it's not a theme park, it's a museum.
the computer generated ones that have been coming out, which feel very soulless.
And like Hayao Miyazaki on whether or not he's really retired. Because he just keeps coming back. Okay. Which is interesting.
And then our Sunday episode will be a bit different from the usual check-ins.
Yeah. We're doing teaching, mentoring, and apprenticeship, and we'll just see how that goes. It was a suggestion by Kenny, I think. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's our spread, guys.
So we hope you'll join us again next time. We will try to start at 9. It's just really been such a hectic week. But yes, we had a lot of fun. We're very thankful you all showed up. Oh my God, we hit 10.
Yeah.
And we hope you'll join us again next time.
Noel is asking when we'll have a topic about knitting. Well, number one, did you put it in the suggestion queue?
And
Number
number
two, I
two,
don't know.
and number two, will you carry that episode?
Yeah,
for
will you
us?
join us and talk about knitting? Because we'll need an expert. And then I'm not gonna say Mitch's last thing. Okay, so for questions or suggestions for future episodes, fill up the Google form at bit.ly Baduy Pride Ideas. Thanks again to Mitch for suggesting most of our episodes these days, but particularly this one. You can follow us on Twitter, all Toby No Shade, RG Sunico.
You could also check out our blog, baduypride.com, for all the previous episodes and stuff about us.
Feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below and let us know what you think about sauces. What are your favorite? And how do you feel about these definitions about sauces, dips, dressings,
Ang
and
dip ba?
marinades? Be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so you don't miss our next live stream. Once again, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Toby.
And this is Baduy Pride. Good night, everyone.